Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. How is everyone today? Hope you're well. Just a off the spur sort of stream today. How's everyone? Let's go back to looking at who is on. Um, England's finest is on. Hello, hello. How are you, Carl Blundell? Mate, how are you, buddy? You've got over your victory, defeat um, that you expected a win, but you ended up. Your team was poor, really poor, mate. What were your thoughts on Everton? Ryan Corey, got to love hearing Cal walk away from his Xbox in the other room chanting Everton. Stop giving him grief, mate. They got beat. Let's go 7-0 tomorrow. Foden 2, Bernardo Silva 2, Sterling, Jesus, David Silva. World War III is happening. It means Liverpool can't win the league. City team of the decade or Prem. Hi guys, says Kamal Dwyer. Lankow says Ryan Corey, why not bother? Cal, Jack Rodwell got B3 in there. Ryan Corey, I'm happy with both. I know my Prem won already. It's boss time. Hey Andy, how are you? Alex, are you good? Second half we picked up, but congrats on the win. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I thought you were poor, and like I said, this is just it was off the cuff, vlog. Wasn't going to do one today, but just thought we'd come on very quickly and have a chat. Last night we did the podcast with Chris Baker and Tom Hudson, and Chris obviously is one of the guys who contributed towards the 125th anniversary documentary, and you'll know his voice anyway. And Chris came on, and Tom, who's been on loads of vlogs, he was there, the vlogs over the Christmas period, and we got him on. So we had a real different dynamic. We had two old farts and a younger fan on, chatting about all the sort of Christmas and New Year games, and there were loads of them. We also looked at the January signings, if City are going to sign anybody in the January window. We then went on to look at VAR. Could have been there all day, but the podcast we tried to keep around about an hour. Otherwise, we could have gone on for about another 30 minutes on VAR. And then we looked at the City team of the decade, and that's the question that I'm asking of you guys today. The other question is, have you got any questions for us? I don't know whether Martin's on. Like I said, this wasn't a planned vlog. It was just one, just very quickly. I'm in the middle of a load of work, so I just thought, well, I've got half an hour. I'll come on, do a quick live vlog with you guys, put out the podcast this morning. But if you've got a team of the decade, if you've not listened to the vlog and listened to Chris, Tom, and my team of the decade, you need to go over and listen to it, because I'm sure there's controversial selections in there where people are going to go, oh, why have you picked him? It was difficult. It was really, really difficult. I'll be honest with you. I could have swapped it around so many times, but let's go back and have a look, see who is on. City Team of the Decade or Prem. No, City Team of the Decade, Ryan. Ryan Corey, why not both? No, Jack Rodwell, got me 3 there. I'm happy with both. Let's go back. Great podcast, guys, says Martin. Martin is on. Hello, buddy. How are you? Hope you're well. I know it's a bit random coming on tonight, but I just had half an hour spare from work and just thought I'm going to do a quick vlog for everybody on Man City Fan TV, and then that'll be it. I'm too busy this weekend. Might do something tomorrow for the live, maybe for the Port Vale game, but I've just got so much on with work before I go away to Lithuania on Monday. So Prem Team of the Decade. Well, we're not doing Prem Team of the Decade, mate. So we're doing City Team of the Decade. So it's foggy as hell in my city. It's horrendous. I'm going tomorrow, Joshua Goodwin says. Good, mate. Hope you enjoy the game. Hello, Blues. Ocean Rage, how are you? Just walked out of hospital, to be honest. Oh, I hope it's just a regular routine. appointment and nothing serious, mate. Chipped a bone in my neck swimming today, unfortunately. How do you chip a bone in your neck? How do you chip a bone in your neck swimming? Were you trying to do diving or something? Do you think we should sign a centre-back? Well, that's a question. You need to go and listen to the vlog, the podcast that we did. It's on the channel. What's the issue with Martin? What's the issue with Martin? What issue with Martin? Martin, I don't think has got any issue. I don't know what issue you are specifically talking about there, but what I'm going to do is... There you go. That's the noise of the vlog. That, if you're not familiar, that's the noise of our vlog, and I'm going to post the link so you can go over and you can listen to the podcast. It's about an hour. It's also on SoundCloud, so if you don't want to watch it on YouTube, you can go over to SoundCloud and subscribe. It's free of charge to Man City Fan TV, and you can go and listen to the podcast there. So, was a complete accident, to be honest, but fun times. I don't know how you chip your bone swimming, unless were you jumping off the high board or something like that. City team of the decade, Lankow, you have to wait, mate. We're going to talk about that now. You're a bit keen, very keen. We're going to talk about it now. So, chill out, buddy. And questions for us? Okay, I'm ready. Get well soon, mate, says Ocean Rage. Right, okay, so keep your questions coming in. If you've got a question for me, Martin's on. Kiam is away skiing in Vancouver in the mountains, so I guess it's just me or Martin. If we can answer them honestly, we will do. If it's personal stuff, the chances are we're not gonna answer them. But if you've got a question for us, feel free. Right, okay, so Port Vale tomorrow. We'll see what happens on the channel. I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure I'm going tomorrow because I've got so much work on. I'm going away early hours on Monday morning, so I've got so much stuff on. I've got meetings and things like that with clients, courses that are running in the UK. I need to make sure that they're okay and everything's set up for them. While I go away to Lithuania, and so I've got so much stuff on, and it's a game that if it would have been a Premier League game, the chances are I might have forced myself to go, but yeah, it's just I just can't give up the time at the moment. It's been a really busy Christmas and New Year period, so it is what it is. I have to pick and choose my games, and due to my workload, so. I'm sure it'll be a great game. If you go and get tickets, there's loads of tickets left. I had a look before. I'm thinking, shall I go, shall I not? But chances are I'm not going to go, if I'm being honest. We'll tell you later on here, pal. No worries. Ready for the questions. Mingy Wong, hi Andy. Lankow should have some play tomorrow. He's not played for a week. Alexander, I've got a lot of work as well, mate. What a mental beginning of the year. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Business has to come first at the end of the day. So we're going for your team of the decade goalkeeper. And like I said, this is going to be quick. This is not going to be an hour and a half. This is going to be quick. So if only a few people comment and you've not listened to the vlog, then that's up to you. But who is your goalkeeper for this decade? I'll give you mine. I think I've still got my notes somewhere from last night, and it was very, very, very difficult trying to pick somebody for the goalkeeper. But I have a whole family there tomorrow as well. Guys taking my kids. We'll try and do some footage and fan cams. Well done, Martin. So, no, Mingy Wong. This is, look, listen. Watch the description. And what I said earlier, City team of the decade. I'm not talking about Premier League team of the decade. City team of the decade. Said it earlier, right at the beginning. If you scroll up, it says there, get your questions in, and it says your team in a decade. And then if you look, maybe it's my fault. Maybe I didn't put it on there. So if I didn't, I apologise. But I'm talking about City team of the decade. As I just said, it's about what we discussed last night on the podcast. Right, okay. Is this City or Premier League? City, Hart, City, De Gea overall. No, not talking about Premier League. Joe Hart. Iski says Hart. Mingy1 says Hart. Mark the Blue says Joe. I'll let you know there was only, out of me, Tom and Chris last night on the podcast, there was only one who went for Joe Hart. And that was the younger fan of all things, and that was Tom, who went for Joe Hart. Me and Chris went for Edison. It would be a lot easier to ignore irrelevant comments than moan about them. What are you on about? It would be easier to ignore them. Well, if I didn't ignore them, then people don't. If I ignored them, then people don't know what they're supposed to be talking about. What's that all about? Well, Lankow, careful of your language, buddy. Dave the Blue, just mentioned that. So, Caballero says Alexander Savic. Won us a few cups, Carabao Cups. So, on the whole, as it stands at the moment, was Hart really ever world class for City? I think he had one season where he was absolutely immense, and he was brilliant. There's no doubting about it. But was he really? I don't know. I tossed up. I did toss up. I gave it to Edison, but only because of the way that it's changed the dynamic of goalkeeping in the Premier League. Hart was brilliant for a season, maybe two. But I don't know. It's difficult. It's very hard. I could easily have put Joe Hart in mine, but it seems that most of you guys have gone for Joe Hart. So, okay. So for you guys, I'm going to, like the player ratings, we're going to go with you guys and go Joe Hart. We're going to play a 4-4-2. Okay, so right back is next. Who is the right back? And if anyone disagrees with this right back, I'll be really surprised. So who's your right back for Man City? City team of the decade. Don't think Kepa respects our Willie. I don't know what Kepa's got to do with this debate, but Hart dropped one time for Pantilimon. So Lankow goes for Zaba. Edison for me says Jay Fresh Stunner. That was the keeper. Easy. Zabaleta. Cal says Zabaleta. I'd be surprised if anybody. Danilo. Lankow. What? City, Zaba, Prem. I went for 3-4-3. Well, I mean, we're going to go 4-4-2. And you can pick your things out there. Martin says Zaba. Got to be Zaba for me, said Jay Fresh Stunner. Oh, Pablo Zafareta, he is the man. Zabadu says Mark the Blue. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, none of us last night on the podcast, every single one of us went for Pablo Zabaleta, absolute City legend. So we're going on to the two centre backs. So we'll go with. I tell you what, We'll give you the option, and we'll go two centre backs. So you can pick your two centre backs, and I'll try and just pick out what you've gone for, because I know that'll be difficult picking two, and I'll just have to work through it. And I'll call them out, shout them out, and I'll try and pick out one. But I mean, I'm gonna go. Okay, here. I'll make it easy for you. So I'll make it easy for you. So Vincent Kompany is definitely number one centre back. There's no doubting about it. He's going to be in there. So what I'm going to ask you is who is the other centre back? There you go. So we're going to go, Vincent Kompany is going to walk in it, and there's no doubting about that. But who partners Vincent Kompany? So we've got Laporte, Vinny and Laporte. We've got Aymeric and Kompany. We've got Kompany and Laporte by Mingyi Wong. Kompany and Laporte says Iski. Everton FC is the best. Hello there, mate. How are you, buddy? So far, Laporte and Kompany. Martin says Laporte. I said Laporte on mine last night. Tom said Joleon Lescott, and he was somebody I was really tossing up with a great partnership with Kompany. I think Chris went for Laporte as well, but I'll be surprised if Martin doesn't say Ferdy as his second best centre back decade. Vinny, Laporte, City, Kompany, Nico, Prem Kompany. No, we're not talking about Prem, Ryan. We're talking about City. Mangala, yeah. Right, okay, so we're going for, it's pretty simple from what people have said. Lescott and Kompany and Lescott says, we've got a couple of latecomers here with Lescott and Kompany and Lescott. Ooh, wow. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think Laporte still wins it, even though we've got 3 for Lescott. So we're going for Aymeric Laporte to partner Vincent Kompany. So this is going to be the one which is moving on to our left back. And this, if you listen to the podcast last night, it caused loads of. We were all in the same opinion. We were just unsure about who goes left back because it's not been a position that somebody has really held down for season after season after season. So we've got the likes of Clichy, we've got Kolarov, we've had Zinchenko, we've got Mendy, we've had the likes of James Milner there, we've had Fabian Delph. So on to our left back. Lankau says Kolarov. Kolarov the Serb, says Alexander. Kolarov. Hi, Andy. How are you? I'm good. Manchester is blue. How are you? Kolarov. Wow. He seems to be winning this hands down. My older lad would be very pleased, even though I used to slag off Kolarov, I must admit, and go, he ain't great. But when you look at it in hindsight and retrospect, you look back and think, actually, his consistency wasn't too bad. That left foot, said Jay Fresh Dunner. Yeah, shame he couldn't defend for Toffee, but he was pretty consistent. I'll have to give him that. Hence why I put him in my team of the decade. I know that I think Chris gave it to Clichy, if I remember rightly. Delphi, my boy, says Lankau. You reckon? Well, it looks like it is. Alexander Kolarov is going in by the players who we could have picked, but you guys have picked Alexander Kolarov. So, right, we're into a 4. Now, you could go for a 3 and try and fit some others in, but we're going to go for a 4-4-2. I know that we normally play 4-3-3, but I'm just going to take control of this. I'm going to go 4-4-2. And so what we're going to do is, what I want you to do is I want you 2 in the centre. So I'm going to go 2 midfielders. Okay, so 2 midfielders. And then I'm going to have 2 attacking midfielders. All right, so that's the way we're going to do it. 2 midfielders and 2 attacking midfielders. And then we can go for the 2 up front. So there you go. Kolarov couldn't defend. We've had a decent left back. We haven't had a decent left back for 10 years. You're spot on, Martin. We haven't had a really top class one. Anyway, Mendy could get there. So don't forget, I want you 2 sort of midfielders. Who is going to be your 2 midfielders? And then we're going to have 2 attacking midfielders. So Jay Fresh Stunner says Yaya and Dino. It's easy. Lankau, Yaya and Fernandinho. Jay Fresh No, don't come yet, J-Fresh. J-Fresh, wait, calm down. Gene Fletcher 2 says Yaya and Fernandinho. Cal says Fernandinho and Yaya. Martin says De Jong and Fernandinho. Fernandinho and Yaya, says Alex. Yaya and Ferdy. Lankow says Delph. Yaya and De Jong. Yaya and Ferdy all day long, says Gene Fletcher. Joshua Goodwin. Silver as a holding. As a holding. Remember, this is like your two midfielders behind your two attackers. Silver and Fernandinho. Okay. Fernand De Jong says. So no, maybe you're going to put Yaya in the others. Oh, it's interesting. Okay, so when we go for our 4-4-2, the two, I'm going to go two midfielders from you guys would be Ferner and Yaya. So that's the overall midfield. So what we want next are the two attacking midfielders. So we've got Ferner and Yaya Toure as our sort of deeper lying midfielders. Who's going to be the two attacking midfielders? You've gone for Fernandinho and Yaya as well, Joshua. Ferner and Yaya, Robbie 14. Yeah, well, they've been selected into the 4-4-2, so it is Ferner and Yaya. We're looking for the two attacking midfielders. Who would you go for? Lankow says KDB and David Silva. I'm assuming it's David Silva. Martin says KDB and David Silva. Mingy Wong, KDB, David Silva. Manchester is Blue, Bernardo and KDB. Wow. What? Really? KDB and David Silva, KDB, but special mention to Nasri. Yeah, I mean, a bit of a wasted talent, Nasri, wasn't he? De Jong is still brilliant. He was. I watched him at the Vincent Company testimonial, and he was still superb. Iske says KDB and David Silva. Kincladze overall. Yeah. Silva and KDB. Well, it looks like it's pretty easy here. So, our midfield comprises of this, which I'm going to put down here, and that is we're going to go for KDB, Ferner, Yaya, and David Silva. What a four that is! Absolutely. I mean, you only have to look at that four, don't you? I mean, go back and look at Zabaleta, Company, Laporte. All right, maybe Kolarov. But you look at that midfield there you look at KDB, Fernandinho, Yaya Toure, and David Silva. Wow, what a four in world football. I'm sure that four would walk into many world teams, most world teams anyway. But whoever excludes David is going to train with the kids. You don't mess with that. Oh, no. I'm going to leave everyone to their opinion today. But yeah, normally you piss with David Silva, you go and training with the kids without a shadow of a doubt. What midfielder is, I mean, can you imagine? I mean, KDB on his current form of the last year or two, Fernandinho over the last 3-4 years, and great news that it looks like City are going to make sure that Fernandinho stays at Manchester City for at least another year, which is brilliant news. Got Yaya Toure, for me, a wonderful player. I just think personality-wise, I think he ruined his legacy at Man City because of his agent and should have done a lot more over that, but that's old news. And then David Silva, for me, the greatest Man City player I've ever seen in my lifetime. So what an amazing midfield. So whoever excludes David Silva is going to train with kids. What midfield that is? Foden, Juan Mata. I've been scammed. Juan Mata. Am I the champion? No time for losers. Phil Foden. Yeah, not right now. So we've got two strikers you can go for. So this is where it becomes a bit difficult. I know some will have a 4-3-3, some will have a 4-3-2-1, some will have whatever. But this is just, I'm picking a 4-4-2. So I know it's not a normal City route, but I'm going to go for a 4-4-2 just so we can fit those wonderful midfielders into this system. So, who's your two strikers? And this was a game really, really hard last night. Good evening, the Mighty Blues. How are you, buddy? I hope you're over, Cam. I hope you're over that defeat. Sergio and Gabby. Didn't know, mate. Played for City. Thoughts on Usmanov to Everton? David Silva, greatest midfield besides from Jaffa. Well, this team in its prime, so deadly. Oh, amazing team. Aguero and Balotelli. Wow. Hi, the Mighty Blue, says Cal. Tevez and Aguero. Dzeko and Aguero and Tevez. Aguero and Jovetic. No chance. What score was the derby? What are you on about? Tevez and Kun. What score was the derby? Aguero and Tevez, Kun and Tevez, but love Edding. Thoughts on Everton getting Bianchi and love Super Mario. Wow, so far we've got probably more Tevez and Aguero than anything else. Oh God, you are very boring. If you're having to repeat yourself that many times, then it clearly shows that nobody's really interested in what you got to say. So you're gone. Aguero and Jesus. Really? Wow, the last 10 years. Aguero and Jesus. What? No Dzeko, no Tevez, no Raheem Sterling. Joking, Aguero and Dzeko. Hi, Cal, says Cameron from the Mighty Blues. Aguero and Tevez. Boning it. Piss off, Ryan. Tevez. Wow. It's somebody I'm going to go. You're going to stick with Gabby. Mike Blues, will you be streaming today? Right, okay, wow. So, the two strikers. And you know what? I'm not going to disagree with this. It's your opinion. Aguero and Tevez, says Robbie 14. Will never give Tevez, you disrespect my club. There you go. The two strikers in a 4-4-2 for Man City are Aguero and Tevez. I went for Raheem Sterling, I'll be honest with you. But Tevez, I was tossing up with Tevez, Dzeko and Sterling. I just thought Sterling this season with his goals and the last 2 years he's been phenomenal. And when you think of the 100 points and then the 98 points and then he's so far scored a load of goals again this season, I just thought 3 years on the run, I had to go with Sterling. Aguero gets in the team every day of the week, but it's wow, that is a good team. So if we're looking at the team in general, the team of the decade. So I'm going to post this up here. And this is coming from the overall Man City Fan TV followers is Joe Hart, Zaba, Company, Laporte, Kolarov, KDB, Silva, KDB, Ferner, Yaya, Silva, and then Aguero and Tevez. That is some team. That is a very, very good team. Joe Hart in net, fair enough. Pablo Zabaleta, legend. Company, legend. Laporte on his way to be a legend. Kolarov, can't call him a legend, but I know he might have been a bit more consistent than many of the players. Kevin De Bruyne, Fernandinho, Yaya Toure, and David Silva in midfield. And then Aguero and Tevez up front. Wow, what an absolute team. I gave some shout-outs as well to Nigel de Jong, Gail Clichy, Gareth Barry, and Jolien Lescott on my live vlog last night on the podcast. That I did. But that would be a team that would go up against anyone. Aguero and Tevez up front. Work rate, aggressiveness, goals. Tevez was just phenomenal for us. That game against Norwich in particular, wow, what a game. But anyway, that's your choice on Man City Fan TV for your team of the decade. I've got to admit, I think everyone will look at one thing there and go, if that's the team of the decade, we've got Kolarov as left back. That's an area we're still not really filled. We really haven't filled that position. But maybe we will in the summer. We'll wait and see, unless Mendy can just go on and have 4 or 5 wonderful months at City. But anyway, let's go back to your comments. Iske, Mahrez, last comment, please, Andy. Laporte is no Mangala. Yeah, right. Joshua, what about Gael Clichy? Yeah, I mean, it was one of those that was tossed up last night. We were talking about Clichy last night on the podcast. Laporte back in training as well. He is. What a man. Gareth Barry is. Yeah, I mean, superb. Absolutely superb. Good evening, Kenneth. How are you? Yeah, Barry's decent, and De Jong, I loved his aggressiveness. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can. I'll be honest with you, you can't put De Jong in over Fernandinho. I just can't see that whatsoever, in my opinion. But Barry was brilliant for City, and Nigel De Jong was a legend. Shout out for Dzeko, absolutely. I tossed up so many times with Dzeko, Tevez, and Sterling. I just went for impact over 3 years. Dzeko was brilliant over 2 years. He was brilliant. Tevez, 2 years, brilliant. I just think, the way Sterling scored so many goals, that was the only reason I went for Sterling and Aguero, but could have put any one of them in there. They were just brilliant. Premier League team of the decade, Chet Coleman company. Coleman should never ever be anywhere near that. No chance. Baines, no chance. Absolutely no chance. I'm not even going to go into the Premier League stuff because it just ends up with you end up with about 800 different type of players. So I'm not discussing that tonight. Anyone got any questions for Andy and me? Fire away. Yeah, be quick because I'm going to go in a minute. Premier League team of the decade? No, I'm not doing that because you end up with about like I said, you'll end up with about 800 different formations, and you end up spending 30 minutes arguing about whatever. It's not for me. So this is Man City Fan TV. It's about City. Let other people do that type of thing. To be fair, I forgot we haven't had Lampard. Yeah, Lampard. Yeah, he had his one good season. What left back would you want in the summer? Oh, I still go for Chilwell. I'll be honest with you, even though he's not been great the last couple of games. He has been consistent for 3 years, so I'd go for Chilwell. If anything, he's English. It's going to be an England left back, so it all seems to point towards that. If Leicester let him go, be there tomorrow, says Kenneth. Coming up, North Wales City Supporters Club by coach. Enjoy the game, buddy. Carl, do you think City will need 150 mil plus special? Pete, with Liverpool, I think if we wanted 250 mil, we could have it if we really wanted to, because I think Sane's gone in the summer, so there's 80 million, and I think there's another 200 million if we need it. I don't think the directors want to spend that much money. All depends on who is available. Lampard wasn't really at City for that long. He wasn't. I think we should get Ben Chilwell as a rising talent. I agree, Joshua. Scoring team for tomorrow. God. Could be anything. I'm going to go... you know what? I'm going to go for Bravo stays in net. I'm going to go for João Cancelo keeps his place. I'm going to go for Garcia and maybe Otamendi. Maybe. If he's back, I don't know. There were rumours whether he is or he isn't. If not, I'd go for Harwood, Bellis and Garcia. Left back, I'd go for Angelino. Gundogan Holding. Phil Foden. Tommy Doyle. Riyad Mahrez. Gabby Jesus. And I'll shove somebody in like Ian Paveda or someone like that in there. I think... I just rest people, if I'm being honest, and just put a load of like Sergio, Sterling, players like that on the bench, and just say, do we need them? Because let's face it, we've got a big January coming up. We've got the Champions League coming up in February. We've got a load of games and players we know need rest. So for me, I'd go for let the kids have a game and see what happens. Just Simon Robertson will be fine. We can Liverpool. Who's City's ideal replacement for David Silva? In my opinion, it's Donny van de Beek. No. For me, I think it's Phil Foden. Cal. I think Phil Foden is perfect for David Silva. He's a great passer. He plays triangular football brilliantly. I think Donny van de Beek is a brilliant player. Don't get me wrong. I'd like him at City. I really would. But I think the replacement for David Silva will be Phil Foden. We're going to buy the league. We're going to buy the league. 6-0, says Kenneth Taylor. Who is ideal centre-back to buy? Centre-back? Well, if you listen, you need to listen to the podcast. We talked about centre-back signings last night, and maybe we've saved ourselves the 80 million with regards to Eric Garcia. John Fletcher, Howard Bellis tomorrow. I hope so. You're not there tomorrow night. I'm not, mate. Well, not as it stands at the moment. I'm just so maxed out with work. I'm going away to Lithuania early hours Monday morning, so I've got meetings this weekend and things like that with my other trainers for other courses and things. So I'm just making sure that they're all set up and got what they need to get for their courses. Because I should have been in Manchester next week, but I'm now last minute. I'm going away, so I've got to meet up with them and make sure those guys are okay and all set up. And when I go to a City game, because of where I live and things like that, it's like 8-9 hours out of my day. So it's I've got to put the business first. So hopefully, if I can get stuff and work done tonight, and I get other stuff planned for tomorrow morning, who knows? I might even buy some tickets late on in the morning, and I'll pop along. But as it stands at the moment, no, I won't be there. Martin's there with his family. It's one of those. It's a family day out, cup competition against Port Vale. It's not like a hardcore game and things like that. So I might be there. I'll let you all know if I am. But as it stands at the moment, no, I'm not going to. I need to focus on work stuff. And it's, to be fair, it's not a game that I'm that fussed about. But if I can, I'll be there. My mum taught Howard Bellis at school. Wow. We need to sell Angelino. Sure, we could recoup 50 million. Baines is better than any City left back in Premier League era. I wouldn't dispute that at all, Cal. I would definitely say he's probably not the best in the last decade of left backs, but he's certainly better than City have had. Would like to see Ferner at Holding for 45 minutes. Hi Andy, hope you're well, my friend. How are you? Brian Gardner, hope you're well, buddy. P.S. Garcia's done very well. He's done very, very well. What's your opinion on Rodri? I saw him in Footage Channel worst and overplayed 11 along with Cancelo. Don't know what that means, Cal. I will be there, but don't know about fan cams yet. Depends on my missus. Martin, I'll be doing bits and bobs, even though going to the kids' fan zone early in the day. Superior being, Happy New Year. Well impressed with what Garcia Reed's game. Hopefully those leg muscles will develop and he'll put some pace on. Yeah, here's what it is. He's a baby. We've got to give him time to adapt. Martin's wife will be there too to join. Yeah, he will. Garcia done very, very well. Absolutely brilliant so far. Baines is 100% left back this decade. Hello, Carl. How are you? I'm just looking. I'm thinking of the Baines left back thing. Baines hasn't been great for 3 years, so that takes him back to 7 years out of a decade. At the beginning of the decade, was he brilliant? I would say he's had three years of where he was very, very good. Then you've got the likes of Ashley Cole, who was brilliant at the beginning, but then obviously he left and things like that. So it's a real toss-up. Baines, don't get me wrong, Baines has been a superb player, absolutely superb, but it's just playing in sort of like margins of a couple of years. Would I be unimpressed with Baines being in the team of the decade? No, not at all. Carl says Rodri looked good at centre back. He did, and I like the back 3.5. My work wife is working, unfortunately. My work wife is working, unfortunately. My work wife is working, unfortunately. What's that mean? I like the team against Everton. Andy, you know it's true. Bring her along. Aspilicueta, best left back for me. I'd go for Aspilicueta if I'm being honest, but you know, don't want Cal to break down in a load of tears. You get very upset if you don't put an Everton player in there. I hope for next year we just strengthen our back line, move on. Bravo, Otter and Angelino. Really like Alphonse Davis at right back. Maybe we work something out when Sani goes. Keep Aguero further for 1 year. Well, according to reports today, as we know, by rumours by Martin Blackburn, is that City are looking, and Pep said we are speaking to Fernandinho about extending his contract, which it just makes sense all around. The only other bit of news is coming from City Extra. I don't get this at all. Man City offer 45 million euros for Leicester defender. Guardiola wants players at all costs, and it's all about 45 million euros for the Leicester defender, Kaglas Youngchu. 45 million euros. I mean, God, if I was his agent, I'd be pissing myself laughing if he offered 45 million euros for him. So, yeah, I can't see that happening. So I'm not going to speak much more about that because I think it's garbage. If I'm being honest, 45 million. If it was like 70 million euros, I'd go, maybe there's something in that. But 45 million euros? Jesus, you wouldn't even get Nathan Aki for that. So I think it's garbage. What else? 90 Minutes come up with their sort of predicted lineup for tomorrow. They go for Claudio Bravo, João Cancelo, Eric Garcia, Fernandinho, and Angelino, followed by Ilkay Gundogan, Phil Foden, David Silva, with Bernardo Silva, Aguero, and Raheem Sterling. I mean, it's one of those sort of, take your pick. Who is going to play tomorrow? We never know. But last bit of news before I go is Middlesbrough. We said it the other day. Mentioned it about Patrick Roberts with Norwich. If you look at it, Middlesbrough, who their manager is Jonathan Woodgate, have signed 2 City players on loan, and within the last 24 hours, one of them is Patrick Roberts, which was the rumour I said the other day, and also Lucas NMECHA signed for Borough. And so good luck to those. And Woodgate said we're delighted to bring Lucas to the club. We've already got Patrick Roberts. So I think that's a really good signing for those 2 players because, as we know, Roberts hasn't been playing at all for Norwich. And what a waste. It's another waste. And he is a technically gifted player, but maybe not at the level where City need him. But what a waste of a loan signing again. And so many loan signings just don't work out. But it's good to see both 2 players from City, both young players, Roberts and NMECHA, going to Middlesbrough under Jonathan Woodgate. And Woodgate's doing a decent job at Middlesbrough. And I think that'd be a good signing for both players. And I wish them all the very best on that loan signing. Hopefully they can get game time because that is what players at that age, early 20s, need. They need game time, and hopefully NMECHA can bag a load of goals at Middlesbrough and Roberts can set him up from the wing. So, right, back to your points before I go, because I really do need to go. I've stayed far longer than I was planning. Andy, you sent Colin to laughing fit. Meant you, Wally. Are you referring to me, Martin? Roger is class, he just needs to adapt. Andy, my work's wife. John Fletcher, 45 million is average, no way. What's my missus says? Where is the mention of Carlisle centre back? Who's interested in that garbage? There's no chance in a million years that he's coming to City, and he certainly won't play for City. Carlisle? You're joking, aren't you? He'd be lucky if he'd be lucky if he got into the City EDS team. If he did come to City, he's only going on loan to somewhere else. He's certainly not a centre back for City. Whoa, Ryan, mind your neck in. Give your head a massive wobble. Hi Andy, back after looking after my mum. Well done, Kevin Mole. Hope you're well, buddy. David Silver and Stones played for fitness. Maybe, who knows? But anyway, that's it. I'm going. I've got stuff to do, got work to do. But keep a lookout tomorrow. Who knows what's coming on Man City Fan TV? It might be a live watch along if I don't get there. If I do, we'll be putting out videos before the game, after the game, during the game, you name it, like we normally do. But I've got a feeling I might try and do a watch along if I can't make it. But I'll only know that late tonight when I've finished off some of my work. So, guys, take care. Have a wonderful weekend. City versus Port Vale tomorrow. Whatever happens, you only have to check in with us tomorrow. There will be videos, and if you've not listened to the podcast, go over. It's on SoundCloud. It's on the channel now as it stands. And my lad's just walking in. Yeah, go over and check it out with Tom and Chris Baker. Really interesting chat about all the Christmas, New Year review of the games, also the January potential signings. We looked at VAR and also City's team of the decade. You can check out mine, you can check out Chris, and you can check out Tom's. But anyway, this is Andy from Man City Fan TV. Have a great evening. Keep subscribing, hit that bell icon. Thank you so much for all your support in 2019. Hopefully, you'll be with us for 2020. We can smash through that 15,000 barrier, which is where we want to get to next as our next target. But take care. See you tomorrow, guys.